Vox Sports. Believe it.
Okay, Coach, tell me about the analysis of the boys' game today.
Look, I was really happy with the way we started, both halves, but probably the last 10 or 15 minutes in both halves we fell apart. The disciplines on what exactly we've been working on in the build-up to this and while we're in Perth was absolutely superb to start with, and if we can continue to do that consistently for 70 minutes, I think we'll definitely be competitive in this tournament. But yeah, it's obviously just been consistent for 70 minutes. You know, we managed about 40 minutes today, maybe 45, so a bit of work to do yet. Yeah.
Over there I saw a really well-drilled team, so what was being worked on in training so far?
It's just basically improving our base game and the understanding of the critical spaces in the field, and key understanding of game structure and the mechanics of how the game works to make the ball movement a lot easier. So instead of trying to do the hard work and trying to run the ball through people, we're making a lot more space and being able to pass the ball through and around defences as opposed to trying to barge our way through. So it's just a lot smarter in approach. The tempo is really high without killing the legs. It is intensive on the legs without a doubt, but those are some of the things we've been working on. And just basically the base skills, the core skills, you know, being able to be consistent in our hitting and trapping, consistent in our defensive structure and our defensive technical work, so tackling position, engaging distance, all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Very, very high tempo game. Do you think they can sustain this tempo for the rest of the tournament?
Sure. No doubt.
Right, so who's the biggest threat in this tournament?
Look, there are a couple of them. I think Korea today looked really, really sharp. China always up there as well. Pakistan, Malaysia, even though, I mean, I think Malaysia have got a good couple of players that are missing because they're going off to the tournament in Moscow, and they've also got a couple of young guys away with the senior side. So the unit they've got out here is probably not their first choice side, but it's probably very sharp as well.
What are some improvements that can work on for the next game?
I think just a bit of basic ball control, keeping our structure a lot more consistent, probably being a little bit more patient at times, and most definitely the conversion rate inside the circle. The attacking third today was a bit weak.
How about short corners?
Yeah, I was happy with them today. You know, it's the start of the campaign. You're not going to show a hell of a lot, so the focus today certainly wasn't to go out there and use the variations that we have available. I mean, it's just stock standard early start of the tournament. So yeah.
How about lodging? I mean, we've read so much about it. How are they coping right now?
Oh, the boys are fine. I mean, you know, as I said, we've been working on putting measures in place, being a lot smarter about a few things, and it's all fine. The boys are happy, they're content. As you can see, the performance was good enough tonight. So we'll see.
A really big victory today. So when you go back to the hotel and all that, what are you going to say to your boys to motivate them for the next few games?
I don't think they need any motivation. They're really pumped about being here and playing, and really pumped about the new style of play that we've got. And there's no motivation needed. It's just having a look at the video footage, pointing out a few critical things and trying to be a bit more consistent tomorrow. So the motivation comes in just trying to be 5 or 10% better the next day. That's where the motivation comes in.
Okay, lastly, what are the plans for the tournament? I mean, what's the realistic goal for this?
We set ourselves the goal of a top 4 finish, and I think that's definitely within grasp. Once we come up against the likes of the Pakistans, and if we get to the semis and the finals, it's day by day. So I think first step is make the 4, make sure of getting to the 4. It's the first time Singapore would have got to there, but it's also how we get there as well. Teams that we hopefully should beat and hopefully will beat, will do so well. Not necessarily by 10 or 12 goals every time, but with the style of play that we've got, and keep building the focus and trying to get better day by day. This is going to set the platform for these guys for the next 3 years. This is our junior World Cup squad, assuming we obviously qualify for the Junior World Cup. But this is the platform, and if this is where we're starting, I think we've got a bright future ahead.
Vox Sports. Believe it.